work with players like Jerwin, who's inexperienced, same with Redux. Be able to work with them and get the most out of them and making sure that they're comfortable on stage and being harsh with them in terms of this is what you need to learn and this is what I expect from you, but also understanding that, okay, this space is everything, it stays here. We're a team and we do it together. We grow together. So I think that is something that I really enjoy doing. It's probably the best part of my job is seeing players improve. It's the thing that gives me the most satisfaction is if I can actually help someone and I can see how happy they are in terms of they're doing well.
Hi, Rudy. Sejitun with the Spike.gg. I'm here with Sentinels head coach ewok after your series today against FURIA. So 3-game series, just initial thoughts and what you feel like were the shortcomings, especially on Haven.
We were just talking in the back room now. I think there's a lot of rounds where we could have capitalized and give us a better chance to win. We should have had more on defense, I felt like. And we all kind of feel that similar way. And then on the attack side, to be honest, there's not that many gun rounds. When we had a lot of ults, they had a lot of ults as well. And we got hit with the C punish as well. So to be honest, the attack side was pretty hard. But I think we could have done much better to also be more aware. And then also be able to use our own ultimates and play our game a little bit more. We got sucked into their game a bit.
Yeah, it's like they were controlling the tempo and then you're just reacting instead of being
exactly.
assertive.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I want to also just ask you, because even though this was a loss today, 2-2, I think compared to what people had expected, especially with just how late you guys got into, LA is pretty solid. Right when you came into Sentinels, how did you organize the structure of practice so that you can be up to speed with limited hours?
For us, it's kind of just we had to make sure that we can push the boys as much as possible, without breaking them, of course, but try to get the most out of our team. And of course, we didn't have that much time, and we had to adapt to the meta change as well. I've mentioned a couple of times, while we were trialing, the meta was changing. They were nerfing agents, so what you're looking for also changes. So that made things a little bit more complicated. But then it's just about bringing experience together. Experience that I have from Pacific, from John and from Jonah, bringing things together. And then also Luke, Gunter, our assistant coach, trying to put our minds together to be able to kind of fast track things. Is probably the best way. But there's, in this game and in sport in general, there's no easy solution. There's no easy fix. It's hard work, and we need to make sure that we can just get better faster than other teams, like trying to be more efficient. And that is everyday practicing in terms of how we're learning. We're trying to make sure that if we're making mistakes, it's new mistakes, and we don't need to just cover the same things over and over. So then being more attentive and being very focused in practice in terms of what you're learning is extremely important.
Can I ask how you refined this approach when you were with RRQ? Because we were talking about beforehand, like RRQ was an organization or team that was kind of bottom barrel Pacific, and then by the end of your tenure with them, like was the best team in Pacific. So what were some of the biggest roadblocks in your own coaching philosophies that you sharpened up on so that you can optimize time and then get the most out of your players like you're talking about?
Yeah, with RQ, they gave me a lot of roster freedom as well. And so throughout the years, I made changes, which I saw fit to create the team that I wanted to create and also the personalities that I wanted to create, which I think is a very important thing to be able to not only look the player at what he's in game and then also what he's like outside of the game, and to be able to do that. And then be able to they also gave me a lot of time. And that's something that I'll forever be grateful, because I had time to implement my vision, and as long as they saw improvement, they had a lot of faith in me. And just with enough time, I feel like I could do that with any organization. It's something where I back myself that I can do with roster building and also just improving the team week on week. So for me, I really actually enjoy like stages like this, like the league format, where we have a week in between. I can prep them with Antti together with Gunter, and then week on week we can try to improve and look better. So for me, this is the best type of format to be able to get the most out of the team.
Yeah, how do you divide the things that you want to handle with Gunter? Because I actually did speak to Gunter before, and it's really cool because he was telling me how he would make all these different presentations in the past and just literally, I think before stats were fully a thing, he literally went on like every VOD and just counted the stats physically like that. What's it like working with him, and how do you like divide all that?
Yeah, I've been to that stage as well. You have to do everything manual and everything. So now it's also about like optimizing our time. And for me, also working with him, I need to realize what his strengths are and what are things that I can kind of give to him and can trust to him that I don't need to go and double check it. I don't need to go redo it or anything. So that's something that's really important, that dynamic between him and I, and then also with John QT as well. I like my IGL to have a big say in terms of also and what he feels comfortable with, what he likes calling and how he likes calling. It's not just it's my way or the highway. I want more collaborative effort. So yeah, with Gunter especially, it's kind of just I try to work with him where his strengths are and where I feel like I'm maybe weak, and it's something I feel like I've got better over the years as a coach. I've been very full hands-on and I do everything myself. So then also learning how I can distribute the workload a little bit better.
What do you feel like are your strengths as a coach? Because I think from outside perspective, I would say it's being able to help younger players find their identity at the tier 1 level. But like from your perspective, what do you feel like, I guess your main thing being with SEN, like that's your bread and butter?
I always felt I was strategically strong. That even way back when I felt like we played with teams where the players are maybe not as good, we could be strategically better than other teams. So it's something where I spend a lot of time on Valorant and stuff like that. But it's also, a coach is much more than just making strategies, right? So being able to work with players like Jerwin, who's inexperienced, same with Redux, be able to work with them and get the most out of them and making sure that they're comfortable on stage and being harsh with them in terms of this is what you need to learn and this is what I expect from you, but also understanding that, okay, this space is everything, it stays here, we're a team and we do it together, we grow together. So I think that is something that I really enjoy doing. It's probably the best part of my job is seeing players improve. It's the thing that gives me the most satisfaction is if I can actually help someone and I can see how happy they are in terms of they're doing well and they're just can be proud of themselves. It's same with Cortez. It's very much where he's a guy that has like very high highs and then sometimes he's like a little bit fluctuates. So he's another guy I've tried to make him comfortable, but also learn the way how we want to play.
How do you cater your style for, how do you build or tweak your coaching style for when you're doing individual coaching with players? Because I imagine with John, you can talk at a certain level because he's had all this experience before, but then with like Jerwin and a little bit Redux, I imagine you'd have to provide some context into the way you're speaking about just the nuances. Sure. Can you talk about that more?
I think it's a good explanation. I try to explain and make it a little bit more that they can see the full picture. With players that maybe haven't gone through that scenario, or it's a new concept that I'm talking about, if they're maybe not used to that. So I try my best to make sure that I explain it also in terms that they can understand visually also and not only just yap. So just try to find also the best way that each player learns, because everyone's very different in that aspect. So with Amin or with John QT is, of course, the conversation is a little bit different, and with him also, I want him to like ask me questions as well. Like it's very much, it needs to be a two-way thing.
That's really interesting. I mean, how does each player actually learn? Like is John more of a likes questions and then like you were saying, and then the more rookie players like to watch videos and pictures and visualize it more?
It's maybe a lot of times, when you're a little bit more inexperienced. I think also if you haven't seen the scenario that many times, it's a lot better to be able to visually show it and then show examples of, okay, so what if this and if this, so you go through examples. Versus there's also some players where you already know where, okay, the level of understanding is here. So now we can speak about what is above that. And then, of course, my job is to help the players improve and at understanding situations and also recognizing patterns. So it's very important that a certain mistake, it's not this is just wrong. It's about why is it wrong and what is like the concept of why it's wrong. And you can apply that to different situations. I think that is something that is the most important for a coach to do, and it's something I try to do better every day. To be able to help them understand the concept, not just the one-off. Okay, this round you shouldn't have peaked.
That's actually really cool, and I'm glad that you do that. That's a really cool switch up with the way that you take the processing and helps players learn these things. Any final words to chat for Sentinels fans and your fans? I feel like all like the high level analysts or plat chat absolutely loves the work that you did with RRQ and stuff. So closing remarks.
For now, it's just I hope that you guys enjoy the improvement that you've seen so far, and it's something that I stand by. That with time, we'll be able to create a roster and create a team together that is a team that's ready to compete for titles and continue to win. And I'm really happy to be working with this group, and I really think there's a lot of potential in this group. So for me, it's now just all about having the support and be able to push week in, week out, and we can just keep getting better.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.